The Columbian Exchange. Prior to the voyage of Christopher Columbus in 1492, the Old and New Worlds had different resources and ways of living. They were split into two ecological domains. The Old World refers not only to Europe, but all of the Eastern Hemisphere. The New World refers to the Western Hemisphere, specifically the Americas. The Columbian Exchange was a widespread transfer of many things, including animals, plants, disease, and technology between the Old and New Worlds. These exchanges transformed European and Native Americans and affected their way of living. This exchange began after Columbus's discovery in 1492 and lasted throughout the years of expansion and discovery. Animals that came from the Old World included horses, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and chickens. American Indian people borrowed and traded willingly for these animals because prior to the exchange they had few domesticated animals. Horses made hunting buffalo easy for American Indians, and many left farming to become buffalo hunting nomads. Overall, the domesticated animals from the Old World brought biological, economic, and social revolution to the Americas. In contrast, the animals in the New World had very little impact on the rest of the world. However, turkeys, llamas, alpacas, and guinea pigs were a few animals that did make their way to the Old World. The plants and food the New World had really transformed life in the Old World. The two most important foods were maize, which is corn, and potatoes. Both had a profound impact in improving the food supply and in promoting the population. People ate and used maize, typically in porridge and bread. In addition, maize was used in animal feed. The potato was popular because it provided calories and nutrients, and it became a staple in many countries. Other crops that caught on include cassava, various beans and squashes, papaya, pineapple, tomato, avocado, guava, peanuts, chili peppers, and cocoa. Many people in the Old World used these foods to complement or even replace existing crops. The New World foods had an important effect on the evolution of the Old World cuisine. Crops such as sugar, coffee, soybeans, oranges, and bananas were all introduced to the New World, the most widespread being sugarcane. Sugarcane was first carried to the New World on Columbus's second voyage. Sugar provided a cheap and easy source of calories and was first consumed in tea and hot drinks. It became even more popular when the consumption of processed foods increased. Disease was the most dramatic and devastating outcome of the Columbian Exchange. There were many diseases that came from east to west, including smallpox, measles, mumps, whooping cough, influenza, chickenpox, and typhus. People from Europe developed some immunities to these diseases because of their long existence. However, American Indian people had no built-up natural immunity, which resulted in many deaths. The flow of disease also affected the Old World, however, not as much as the New World. Although there isn't hard evidence, researchers believe that syphilis came from the Americas after an epidemic swept through much of Europe in 1494. This disease caused genital ulcers, rashes, large tumors, severe pain, dementia, and eventually death. The Old World had more advanced technology than that of the New World. The Old World used steel, cannons and firearms, and horses to fight in war. American Indian people in the New World used stone, bows and arrows, and slings and fought on foot. Firearms and horses improved American Indian people's ability to hunt and fight in war. There are many positives that came from the Columbian Exchange, including the expansion of food and crops in both the New and Old Worlds. Researchers agree that the exchange altered global food systems in dramatic and unexpected ways. Another positive outcome is horses provided American Indian people the ability to easily hunt. There were also negatives that came from the Columbian Exchange, the biggest impact being the spread of disease. Many Native American people died and their population drastically decreased. In addition, people from the Old World were going to start trying to change the way American Indian people lived. The effects of interhemispheric trade, both intended and unintended, continues to resound into the present and will surely continue to impact our world as modern transportation highlights contemporary examples of the consequences of a global exchange pattern that began when the European discovery of the New World. For example, zebra mussels from the Black Sea stowed away in the bauxite water of ships invaded North American waters. There they blocked the water intakes of factories, nuclear power plants, and municipal filtration plants throughout the Great Lakes region. Just like Christopher Columbus's voyage resulted in exchange of disease, modern air transportation facilitates the spread of insects and diseases that would not easily survive longer, slower trips. The Columbian Exchange is an important part of history. Without these exchanges between the Old and New Worlds, diffusion in plants, animals, diseases, and technology might not be as advanced as they are today. According to Greens, the Columbian Exchange altered the kinds of food Americans and Mexicans eat, the kind of agriculture products it produced in both countries, and the entire pattern of world economic growth.